Hello, hello. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. How are you doing, Shay? What's up?
I'm pretty sure it's not morning anywhere right now.
Are you sure? It might be morning in Asia.
I mean, to be fair, when they're watching it, might be morning, so I mean, most likely.
Exactly.
Anyway, hello everyone. Quite, quite the weekend. Quite the weekend that I've had. But we
Fun,
thank God. We
fun.
thank God. On the
Lots of
personal
ups and
note,
downs.
like had a lot of good news, but my team, that's their goddamn business. Like quite
Shay's
a
sorry.
disgraceful outing. But we'll get into that later. How was your weekend, Nika?
Calm, calm. Should have been more productive, but we're we're thankful we're on holiday, so not too bad, not too bad.
Fair enough. Um, yeah, let's just get right into it.
Sounds good.
NFL. Yeah, guys. Week 16 of the NFL. Um, two more game weeks, right, in the regular season. Um, we'll start with the Broncos suffering a 34-27 loss against the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chiefs now 14-1 with the 27-19 victory over the Houston Texans. Tank Dell suffering a very serious knee injury. Yeah, we wish him a speedy recovery.
All the best, bro.
Uh, Baltimore Ravens enjoy the 34-17 win against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Um,
Okay, bro.
yeah, funny game, but yeah, they won. They won. That's what matters. Falcons. Michael Penix Jr.'s first start for the Falcons enjoyed the 34-7 win against the New York Giants. Yeah,
Only one
congrats to him.
interception was definitely not his fault, so
Yeah, it
really
wasn't
good
his
game
fault. He
from
had
him.
I mean, he wasn't lights out, but pretty good place, pretty good way to start your NFL career, basically, like as a starter. Um, the Lions enjoyed the 34-17 win against the Chicago Bears. Bengals beat the Browns 24-6. James Winston didn't play. Please, for people that want to attack him, he did not play that game. The Colts beat the Titans 38-30 in quite an interesting thriller, actually. Um,
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers and his Jets suffered yet another loss to the
Sucks. Sucks.
Los Angeles Rams, losing that game 19-9, which essentially knocked out the Cowboys from playoff contention with that Rams win. Yeah.
They were never going to
Um,
qualify.
yeah, I mean, mathematically it's impossible now. So, yeah,
Because
for all the Cowboys fans, I had hope. Sorry. Oh, Yimika's Eagles suffered quite an uncomfortable 33-36 loss against Jayden Daniels and the Washington Commanders. We'll get into that later.
at least
Um,
we are away, so I'll just take that
yeah,
as
Bryce Young and his Panthers needed overtime to enjoy a 36-30 win against the Arizona Cardinals. The Minnesota Vikings survived a late resurgence from the Seahawks to win 27-24.
Justin
The
Jefferson balled out on that game, though.
Yeah, for sure. Questionable coverage too, but it's Justin Jefferson anyway. Um, Josh Allen and his Bills beat the Patriots 24-21 in a game that I didn't think was going to be that close. But
Yeah.
yeah, they
Question
survived.
mark
They
about
won.
this Josh Allen MVP push.
Yeah, the
Couple of
MVP
stats that
noise.
are
The
not
MVP
really.
noise is definitely not as loud as it was last week.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah,
Saquon had a good game too, and Lamar. So if you
yeah,
are saying that in the ranking, like Lamar has definitely gone up and Saquon has gone up.
bruh. Lamar threw an interception anyway. Quite, quite a
Yeah,
funny INT. But I mean, his first one in how many games? His fourth of the season. Uh,
exactly.
the Raiders beat the Jaguars 19-14 to essentially hand the New York Giants the number one overall pick for the moment. Like they are,
Yeah.
nobody is touching the Giants with their 2-13 record at this point. The closest teams are 3-12. So yeah,
Raiders now seventh draft pick. That's crazy. Huge
yeah,
jump.
yeah, 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 yeah. Um, I mean, to be fair, I respect them. Those guys are playing for their jobs basically, and they're trying to win, and can't fault them for that. Tua and the Dolphins beat the 49ers 29-17 in what continues to be a disastrous season for the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
their coach is definitely on the hot seat.
they are
Definitely.
also out of playoff contention with that Rams win. And yeah,
So I was about to say that.
sorry Niners fans. Sorry Niners fans. Sorry
No,
Cowboys
fine.
fans. But yes, in what continues to be some sort of a final hurrah, the Cowboys enjoyed a 26-24 win against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, doing their best to frustrate teams in the NFC trying to either compete for the number one seed or, you know, make it to the playoffs.
I mean, they also
Yeah,
helped.
they helped the Falcons.
Yeah,
They
they
helped
helped
the
the
Falcons.
Falcons.
Yeah, they helped the Falcons. So the Falcons are currently ahead of the Bucks in their division because they won
I think this
both.
are head on head. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
they
won
won
both.
both games against the Bucks, so they're ahead of them. Both 8-7 right now, I believe. So yeah, Baker Mayfield. Next time, try and put the ball on the money. Don't throw an interception in the end zone. And yeah, maybe you guys get the win next time. Yeah, that's basically roundup of all the games from Thursday through to Sunday, and um, we'll just try to zero in a bit on Yimika's Eagles and just Yimika, just share your thoughts with us, please.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was a tough game. Losing Jalen Hurts in like um, the first drive, I believe. And
Was
we
it
were
first drive?
second drive actually. Yeah, second drive.
I think that was the second. Yeah, that was the
Yeah,
second.
because he had scored on the first one, and this was the
Mm-hmm.
second one. We were marching down. Initially it looked like it wasn't serious, but um, I think they just needed to some precaution
Yeah,
just to make sure he went
concussion
into
protocol.
concussion protocol. So
Yeah,
yeah, nothing you can do around that. Saquon was sort of helping run the ball well. I think they went into the half 14 points or 17 points up. The second half, it was still a tough game. To be very honest, the Eagles had the opportunity to close the game out for 2 minutes into the fourth quarter. Um, Devontae Smith drops an easy ball, like ball right on his chest, to get the
yeah,
first down and sort of run down the clock. So Eagles kicked the field goal, and then the Commanders had a really good drive the opposite side. Like you said, CJ Gardner had been thrown out of the game. Really good for us on safety from the deep end coming down. Um, it was just a shit show defensively, but I think realistically the momentum had been killed since Hurts had gone down. We were really just trying to hold on to that uh, initial thrust that we had with the points that we scored consecutively, like first two or three drives we scored consecutively. So um sucks because it definitely hurts number one seat rush because also the Lions won, so they cemented themselves even more as the number one seed. But I think as of right now, I'm just resigned for us to just go ahead and play into the wild card and then just march through the playoffs. Like you gotta win, tough or easy. You just gotta win. So let's see what we can do to the rest of the season.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, it was quite unfortunate. You guys were on a 10-game winning streak before the game yesterday, and yeah, that is now in the mud. Um, in a bit of just a little bit of rookie of the year campaign for Jayden Daniels. Jayden Daniels is the first rookie quarterback to throw for 5 or more touchdowns and rush for 65 or more yards in a single game in NFL history.
So what you think is going to win Rookie of the Year or just Offensive Rookie of the Year?
Bro, I think he's going to win rookie of the year because um in the last 30 seconds of games or in overtime, Jayden Daniels has thrown, I think, 4 or 5 touchdown passes. Like, that's clutch. That's
So
clutch. Bro, he's winning games. Like, Hail Mary anything. Like, come on. That's what people pay money to see, bro. Like,
tight end from
and
the
I
Raiders.
mean, I know you want to cry about your maybe you want to cry about your DBs. Well, nah, I don't think they have hope. And there's the Raiders guy, Brock Bowers. He,
Yeah, that's what I said. He
yeah,
he got a
doing really
thousand
well, but
yards this
yeah,
this
bro.
past game. But
J- Jaden
I
Daniels is
think
leading his
this is how
Jaden
it's going to
Daniels is
be.
leading his team to the playoffs, my guy.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Daniels would get Rookie of this year. I think Brock Bowers might get Offensive Rookie of the Year, and then Cooper or Mitchell might get Defensive.
Defensive rookie. Yeah, that's fair. But we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Um, Sticking with the NFC, um, with the Eagles' loss yesterday, the Eagles are now 12-3, and 2 games left in the regular season. Next game on Sunday at home against the Cowboys, and then um, at home against the Giants. Those are 2 games that I expect the Eagles to win and essentially win out the season. But the Vikings won yesterday, and in their final 2 games, they play at home against the Packers and go to Detroit to play against the Lions. The Vikings are currently 13-2 ahead of the Eagles. The Lions are also 13-2 and have a game at the 49ers next week. And on the final day of the season, they play at home against the Vikings. Lions win out, number one seed. Vikings win out, number one seed. Eagles win out. It's questionable. So
No, they need one person. We need them to have lost one game, both of them.
yeah, I'll be praying for you guys. I'll be praying for you guys.
Then, like I said,
Home
we'll just play
home
through
field
the
home
playoffs.
field advantage is quite important
Yeah,
when you are not
I feel the
when
number
you are
two
not
seed
the
is all we
Kansas
need.
City Chiefs. I believe home field advantage is important.
The number two seed is all we need.
And that buy, man, that buy, like, just
No, I mean, it's great. It's great. I mean, the Lions needed the most. They definitely need some players to try and come back.
bruh.
But we'll see. We'll continue to press on, bro. Like, I'm not worried about, again, having to play a wild card game. It's not going to be any real contender. So At least it's good to get tested early. And again, I like
Fair
the
enough.
not on a streak. Like that can also bring a lot of pressure going into the
Yeah, it
playoffs. So
reduces the pressure. Reduces the pressure on you guys. So yeah. I definitely expect the Eagles to win out, but I know the Cowboys will have something to say about that. The Giants, yeah, no chance. But the Cowboys,
I'm not worried about.
Micah Parsons is a hater, guy. Bro, those guys had no reason to beat the Bucks yesterday. They had no reason. But yeah, like
We'll see.
you never know what you get from them on any given Sunday.
Facts.
Is just what I say.
Facts.
So yeah, like I yesterday at some point I think they were like 27 up or something. They were up by 13 points at some point in the game. So yeah, you guys definitely struggled with your running game because that's yesterday after Hurts went out. Because yeah, you know you're not getting that door threat from Kenny Pickett, right? So if you just load your box, focus on stopping the run, yeah, force
Definitely
your
is not no Nick
guy to
Foles
throw.
with his long hair.
Exactly. So I don't know. I I don't know if Hurts will be back for the next game or like he still has to
Yeah,
sit out.
Concord, you just have to see it. Like if it's a serious one, like it's just day to day, basically.
Well, I guess in the course of the week will be updated. And yeah, in the AFC, the race for the number one seed is not as tight as this. The Chiefs are currently 14-1. If they win a game, that's it. And they play Pittsburgh on Christmas Day, right?
Yeah.
I expect them to get that win and seal it. Yeah. And if the Bills lose early game, good luck to them. I think the Bills have the Jets at home and Patriots away. They struggled against the
Um,
Patriots yesterday. I wonder how that will be on the final day. Well, yeah, Chiefs are Steelers and Broncos. They're getting it. I don't think there's any question. Yeah. I think we can move on to college football now. Right?
yeah, a couple of playoff games,
Yeah. So
first round.
first round of the 12-team college football playoff. Long awaited, finally here. And I must say, quite
Yeah, first round was
disappointed
disappointing.
with how those
You can
games
see
went.
it's a lot of spankings. Notre Dame
Yeah.
whooped Indiana 27-17. It looked a lot closer than it was, but it actually was quite
Yeah,
not even
that game
close.
was done by the first half, in my opinion. Like almost like Notre Dame said they were not going to punch anything in the air. Just run down the clock as much
Facts.
as they could. Yeah.
Penn State put the whooping on SMU 38-10. I mean, that one was a blowout.
Bruh.
Nobody expected anything from SMU.
I think this
Texas,
Clemson one was even the closest.
yeah, I mean, it was a tight game, but again, the scoreline sells a better story than what the actual game was. I think it was pretty much wrapped up, like
Yeah.
you said, in the third quarter. Um, Texas had like Texas was just dominant, run game, and
Bruh. Every
yeah,
phase, as far as I'm concerned, every phase, they were
and same
just
with the Ohio State Tennessee game. Like that one was a quick blowout. Ohio State had like three first consecutive
it was
touchdowns.
21-0 to start.
Um, I mean, they
Yeah.
went into the half with that lead, and then it was now a little bit more competitive with Tennessee, but Tennessee really didn't have any offensive power. Their defense was not really able to slow down Ohio State. So again, that one was a quick blowout. But I think the next round that's coming up is going to be a little bit more competitive. Like we'll see some good games. Definitely the Ohio rematch of Ohio State and Oregon is going to be a good game.
Yeah. And
And then the Notre Dame Georgia.
yeah, those should be good games, but Texas and Arizona State, Texas all the way, man.
Yeah.
Penn State, Boise. Mm, I mean, I can't really. speak ill of the Heisman runner-up, you know.
No, I mean it's not really going to be that the issue. It's going to be their defense. The defense is not really it. So
Well, that's
I
that's
think
what I'm saying. Like, but I mean, if they can't stop JT, he will just keep scoring, right? So let's see how many he can punch in.
facts. But
So
anyhow, it should be better games. We hope for some closer time, um, closer score lines, and ultimately better football. Um, yeah, we'll see. We'll update this next week and see who's going into the round of four, final four.
yeah. And just before we move on from the bracket, just the college football playoff committee really needs to like reconsider. They need to reconsider their strategy about around like seeding teams for the playoffs, like, and they need to pay more attention to strength of schedule when they're doing their rankings. Because I mean, two teams can be 10-2, but 10-2 past 10-2,
Yeah,
as we
I mean,
saw
not
in
have enough.
Penn State against SMU. Like, man, it wasn't it was almost like bullying, honestly. Like,
I mean, there are three SEC teams, but your point is basically, are they the three right SEC teams? Tennessee is definitely that questionable one. Um,
yeah,
and then from the Big 12 perspective, I think the Arizona State is maybe the questionable one. Um,
yeah. I
SMU? No, SMU, sorry, SEC. I mean, no, is ACC.
Clemson won't have been in the playoffs if they didn't beat SMU in the championship. So
Yeah. And really and truly, Miami should have been in here because at least they had an offense to make it an interesting game. So, I mean,
I mean,
the college
at
landscape
the
is
end
going to
of the day,
change next
seems like
season.
Bama seems like Bama and Miami only have themselves to blame for not being
No,
there. But
100%. But
the
like you said,
committee
we need
really
to
needs
just
to, yeah.
reject that ranking and
And the
make it
whole
based on who.
conference champion getting a bye. I mean, the games haven't been played yet, but we'll see. Arizona State getting that bye and Boise State getting that bye. We'll see if they can justify the bye against Texas and Penn State, respectively. So,
Picking Oregon, picking Texas, picking Georgia, and picking Penn State. So four.
yeah, pretty much same for me. And yeah, the Notre Dame and Georgia won. If Carson Beck is not available to play that game, maybe, maybe, maybe Notre Dame can make it past Georgia. But yeah, we'll see.
And no, this made that such a bad game. Notre Dame versus Penn State. Well, yeah.
Anyway, I guess good place to end on college football and move to NBA. So, Yimika,
Yeah, I mean, it's been a while since we were talking about the NBA. NBA in season or NBA Cup is what they call it.
yeah,
The Bucks were victorious over OKC. It was not such a close game, to be honest. Giannis was just dominant in the paint on defense. Ended up with like 22 points, 10 rebounds, or was it 12 rebounds, and like 6 to 8 assists. Just a clinical performance from him. David Ham continues his unbeaten record in the NBA Cup or in-season tournament, whichever one you want to call it. And his strong advice to the Bucks was for them not to pop champagne for winning this cup. Keep the momentum going, rewrite the script of earlier in the season, and use this as a momentum or launching board for them to sort of rise in the Eastern Conference. So we'll see how this affects the Bucks and also OKC, who's been trying to sort of make that winning ways. Are they able to turn the corner and continue to rise on the
yeah.
tough Western Conference? So, yeah.
Man, for me, what I just took out of this game, like just watching it, like I feel like teams these days don't take the hint and stop shooting threes. Like, bro, at some point I think they were like three three out of 20 from 3 point range. That's OKC, and they still kept trying. Like,
Bro, it's just the
I don't know.
analytics. The analytics is what drives it. It's a closer shot, higher points. You gotta shoot the corner three. I mean, they were shooting more than the corner threes, but yeah, the NBA has been having a lot of input or dialogue about this whole 3 point craze. Like I think there was the Chicago game where there was like 46 3 points missed, and then in the same game, the same day, um, what was that team again? I think it might have been the Mavs who set the record for the most 3 points. I might be mixing this up, but yeah, in the same day, there was a game with the most 3 point
Wasn't that the
misses.
Celtics?
No, I don't think it was the Celtics.
Anyway, I don't know, man. Like,
There's a lot
because
of issues that they
almost
just
like
need
they
to
didn't
think
have
through.
any other way to run their offense. Like, just bricks, like brick
Yeah,
after
I
brick after
definitely
brick.
mentioned that Chase Hogram not being there to bang it low in the paint was something that they would miss, and also his
Yeah,
defensive
like
cover on Giannis.
Giannis was just unstoppable. Hartenstein really couldn't keep up, but yeah,
He's not mobile enough.
yeah. Anyway, congrats to the Bucks. Congrats to Mr. Davenham, and yeah, we'll see again next year if he continues his unbeaten unbeaten
Mr.
FA
NBA
Cup
Cup.
streak.
Maybe you'll get a job on top so you can win NBA Cup.
Bruh. Anyway, yeah, so I guess now we move on to football and the weekend of
Soccer.
Premier League action. Yeah, we start with Aston Villa beating Man City 2-1.
Great early kickoff game. Beautiful football. Aston Villa are really balling. Morgan Rogers, for me, is that man next guy for England. I mean, England, they have a lot of talent in midfield, but, it's just still finding the right balance of all these
But that guy
guys.
used to be in City, right?
Yep, academy. And it's part of the narrative with City where they're saying that their squad is so old. I think of the starters, like five of them are over 30, and then eight of them are like 29 and above. So their squad is just really
That's
aging.
crazy, man.
You look at someone like Kopama who is having a season. Again, Rogers. They just have a lot of youth players that they just never brought into the team that they sold, they made money from, but um now those guys are performing in the league. So big ups to your Tillerman, crazy through ball, like he was just bossing the midfield. And
Yeah.
Aston Villa has started to play this double pivot with Onana and Kamara, which is going to be something that's really deadly for them. So watch out for Villa going forward.
Yeah, we definitely will keep an eye on them. John Duran, don't give that guy 1v1. Your nets will be full.
I mean, it was again, Rogers just laid it off open net, or not a 1v1, but virtually open net based on how he passed that ball. And his finish was unreal. Just quick, snatched it. City were even lucky to get one, to be honest.
I
Not
mean, it
deserved
was
at
just
all.
a consolation at the end of the game. I think it was like an injury time.
Yeah, Foden. First goal of the season.
Yeah.
No comment.
Um. At least people can get off his back.
Yeah, we'll
Forest,
just we'll
Nottingham
just ask
Forest. Sorry,
we'll just ask EAFC to please update their ratings. Thank you.
please. We're not getting into that again. Nottingham Forest beat Brentford 2-0. Newcastle beat Ipswich 4-0. Alexander Isak hat-trick, big ups. West Ham and Brighton played out the 1-1 draw. Oof, Arsenal 5-1. Great victory against Crystal Palace. Everton Chelsea played out a 0-0 draw. That means Arsenal goes above Chelsea, right? With that.
No, I think Chelsea is still above.
Oh wow. Okay. Um, Fulham Southampton 0-0 draw. At least Southampton seem to be stopping the bleeding after firing their manager. Um, Rude Van Nistelrooy got another rude awakening. Wolves handed Leicester a 3-0 defeat at home. Yeah, my Manchester United suffered an embarrassing, I repeat, embarrassing 3-0 defeat at the hands of
Part of the
Bournemouth
process. Part of the process.
at
Part of
Old
the process.
Trafford. By the way, Manchester
Part of the
United
process.
fans, please take heart, take heart.
Rashford.
We will get there. We will get there, guys. Take heart.
Rashford.
Anyway, Ange Postecoglou and his Tottenham Hotspurs suffered yet
And his
another
tactics.
defeat at the
Not even
hands of
defeats.
Liverpool.
Another crazy score line. Like when are they going to realize that to win games you need to at least let your opponent score less than 3 goals? Like
Bruh, I
there's
don't
not how many
know.
goals can you score, it's how many can you ensure that they don't score and you still score.
I don't know what they need to do, to be honest. I wish I had any advice for them, but
I mean they're
I
playing a
really
lot
don't.
of youthful defenders, so
I think their
that's even part of the
backline. I think
comedy.
their backline isn't like
No, so there, yeah,
most
the Van
sturdy.
der
Yeah,
Veen, what's his name? Romero, even on the left side,
yeah.
who's the guy?
Even Udogi. Udogi is
Yeah,
not bad.
Udogi is also no, he's hurt too. He's out. That's why they've
Oh,
been
he's
playing
out.
Jake. Yeah, they've been playing
Wow.
Spence. So
Oh,
yeah, it's yeah. Trust me, it's
so only
very
Poro.
Olivoro, Olivoro.
That's crazy, man. How about that
And
keeper?
okay, yeah, Foster, the
The
keeper is also
keeper
there.
is still out, are we? Yeah.
You know,
I guess that's why they're leaking goals. So sorry, Spurs fans. So
I
sorry.
don't
You
know.
guys were laughing
The
at
tactics
United
is
earlier in the
definitely not
season.
giving. We need to be conservatives. It's giving that we still want to score 3 goals.
I mean, you live and die by the consequences of your actions and decisions that you make as a coach. So we'll see how long Daniel Levy and the Tottenham hierarchy will continue to tolerate this. And
Facts.
yeah, we'll always continue to bring you the news as it happens in the Premier League. Um, yeah, we just have to focus on this. Jesus. Gabriel Jesus. Nets 5 goals in 2 games
Jesus.
for Arsenal against his Portuguese. Like, come on, Jesus. Jesus.
Okay,
Five
sorry.
goals in 2 games against Palace. Oh my. Oh my,
We've
Yimika.
had a hat trick. We've had a hat trick again, back to back, but he's not a
So you are
serious
not you're
striker.
not satisfied, essentially. You're not
He's
satisfied.
not a serious striker, bro. This guy had like what? He could have had 7 goals in 2 games comfortably. Comfortably. There were 2 chances where this guy clearly had I think 1-on-1, and then there was one where he headed the ball and he hit the post and Kai scored it. So yeah, there were a couple of chances that he really could have just showcased that he's actually a center forward, not 9.5.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
No, him and Xerxes, they are cousins.
Bruh.
But at least he can play on the left.
Hey, my guy can play 10. Now, what do you mean? He's a 9.5. What do you mean?
And that's what I'm saying. Like he's 9.5, but he can also play on the left. We are thankful for him playing on the left, which is what he was
Anyway,
doing a lot of this game.
feedback, Jesus. You could have scored 7. Okay, please do better. Do better than 5 in 2 games.
Saka was also hurt. This guy was just trying
Yeah.
to actually it wasn't any tackle. He tried to cross the ball and obviously pulled his hamstring, and it looks like I don't know if it's a torn hamstring or is it a strained hamstring.
Yeah,
But
so reports coming out is that it's a tear. Like,
yeah, I just
I
don't
don't know
generally
what grade of
believe
tear, but it's a tear, and a
I
tear
don't believe
typically
that
needs to be out
Arteta
for 2 to 3
Arteta
months.
likes
But
to do
I
this
mean,
this
your
this
guy is
game.
always playing games, and it's Saka. That guy is hardly ever injured. What's the longest he has been out for? You're an Arsenal fan. Like, has he ever been out for 3 months? I'm not sure.
I don't think he's even out for a month.
That guy is just always available, man. Like, I don't know the about that he's always eating in his house.
That's his leg. We'll just stitch it. By the time Christmas is over, Saka will already be ready to come back into the squad. I'm not worried. I'm not worried. I mean, I
I
am
mean, like,
worried,
on on
but
a re- on
I'm
a
not
real though,
worried.
like, I think they should do rushing back. Like, if it's
Yeah, we need him for
if it's
the.
as serious as it's being reported, like, you wouldn't want to rush him and have him, you know, be out longer than he should
We're
under
we're
big
definitely going
injury.
to do a January transfer window, like what each club needs. Suggest some players that we're hearing rumors or we are
Baba,
saying in an
maybe we
adjacent.
should remove Man U out of that list too, because
He's
it
so
might be
hurt
a whole
about this.
squad. It might be a whole squad, oh,
But
but hey,
I definitely feel like this is going to need to prompt Arsenal to go into the January transfer window. I think Sterling also has been ruled out with injury too. So not
can't
saying
that guy
Sterling
play there?
was
What's this your young guy's name? Waneri. Waneri.
I mean it's going to be part of the rotation, but it's going to be Martinelli playing on the right and Trossard on the left to for the foreseeable future. Gabriel Jesus might have some time on the wing too. So we'll just see. They have to manage, but this also should prompt us now to get into a January transfer window. I don't know who, but we'll bring that for you.
Fair enough. Yeah. Congrats to us now. Anyway, like,
Yeah,
doing
we'll take those slight
doing
congrats because we
doing.
need we need as much motivation as possible. But it is
This points count at the end of the season, my guy.
yeah. I mean, it's we need more of our supporters to do us some benefits, aka like Tottenham and the likes. But yeah, a little bit closer to Chelsea, a little bit closer to no, not really closer to Liverpool. So we'll just continue to pray.
Yeah. Ah, my guys. Man United suffer embarrassing 3-0 defeat to Bournemouth at Old Trafford. Old Trafford, guys. I think that's some kind of record or something. I'm not sure Bournemouth has beaten Man U at Old Trafford in quite some time. At least not since I was born. I'm not very old. I'm not very old, but yeah. Um,
Relative.
the team definitely slipped back into old habits from the bit I saw, because I didn't watch it from the beginning, but from what I saw, like, the team slipped back into old habits. And my advice to my fellow United fans is take heart. It will take time. Like, we have a team that has been coached one way or a type of way for the past 5, 6, God knows how many years, right? And like, you are being told to do things one way, transition, counter, fast pace, launch the ball, and suddenly you are being asked to do the opposite of that. Try to control the game, less risky passes, more higher percentage, be higher chance of completion types of passes. Like, trying to established patterns of play in the team, and we've seen those in some games, and in some games we've seen the need for our hero, superhero Bruno. I feel bad mentioning one person's name, but like, I mean, it's no coincidence that he has contributed to like 52% or how many percent of our goals, like in terms of goals and assists over the past 2 3 years. Like, he's just the high productivity kind of guy. But with that high productivity comes a high degree of wastefulness, which is what we are trying to shift away from, right? And I know that with time it will come. And of course, like, personnel changes over time too will help with this. But yeah, we'll see more results like yesterday before the end of the season. Maybe even worse. But let's just stick with it. Back the manager, hope for the best for the players. And yeah, that's all I'll say. I don't really want to bash anybody too much, because if I start, we'll not leave here. So
Yeah, I didn't watch the game either. I just saw the scoreline and yeah, not interested in seeing you guys play much. And especially when you're losing, it's not even interesting at all. So I think the
of course, like,
next segment is the one I want to talk a little bit more about. Obviously, like
yeah. So I believe everybody knows what has happened with Marcus Rashford since being dropped from the team before the Manchester derby. And yeah, he gave an interview that clearly was not like approved or sanctioned by the club to Henry Winter. And yeah, just to, and he essentially said, yeah, he's looking forward to his next challenge, almost saying, yeah, I'm done, guys. I want out. People are saying the club is forcing him out, that the pressure is coming from even above the manager, because Rashford is one of the highest earners on the team, and Ineos is on their cost cutting drive, removing bonuses, laying off staff, blah blah blah. And Rashford is just a natural victim of all this. And yeah, that may be it. But the coach said he dropped him because of his performances and attitude in training and on the pitch. And yeah, that is what came from the manager's mouth. And he was asked again yesterday, and he said it's his decision to leave him out of the team. So people who are insinuating that it's the club that is pressuring him, please bring your sources. Is all I'll say. And I watched Fabrizio Romano's YouTube sometime last week, and yeah, essentially he confirmed that the situation with Rashford is serious, and we might have seen the last of Rashford at Manchester United, and we should pay close attention to the January transfer window or the summer. So I believe Rashford is going to leave Manchester United. Now, how do people feel about that? Yeah, some people hate his guts. Some people feel he doesn't deserve what he has. Blah blah blah. He's just not that good. Me, I generally have this impression of Manchester United players thinking they are better than what they actually are, and I don't exclude Rashford from that list. But I'm not going to come on here and say Rashford is a bad player. Rashford is not a bad player. Does Rashford fit what Amorim wants to do? Does he fit in his system? According to him, in his interview with Henry Winter, he believes he fits at the 10 position, like one of the tens behind the striker, and he might need some adjustments. Yes, but does the coach feel that way? It's left to be seen. He might still come back into the team before the end of the season. I don't know. But right now, I've accepted that we've
This
seen
guy,
the end
this
of
one.
Rashford at United.
It's
That's just
definitely
my
it's making
opinion.
me want to even cry.
Like,
When the guy's even pausing in the middle of it just to think.
bro, come on, come on. This is Rashford. Like, this is an academy graduate. Like, this guy has been at the club since he
Bro,
was like how
please.
old?
This stuff is
Bro,
straightforward. It's
like,
straightforward. You guys have
yeah,
you guys have had this Rashford divorce on the horizon. It's like a couple that just knows that they are toxic. Yeah, they love each other. The Rashford knew your high school sweetheart type shit. Like you guys have been through thick and thin, watched you blossom, bloom, but it is toxic at this point. I think I was watching this take
I agree.
on Sky Sports where they were talking about his whole the timeline of all the activities he's done, and it's the same thing that has happened with multiple managers, where he's gone on these benders where he's doing things outside of football that are not one promoting the way in which Man United want their players to conduct themselves, and generally you wouldn't want someone who is a leader in your team to conduct himself. So Rashford needs to be on a team where he is just a contributor, not the guy. And Manu are paying him like he's the guy. Yes, people like Casemiro, people like
And to be
Maguire.
honest, we are not really seeing the guy output. To be very
No,
honest.
again, still he's still playing better than most of your forwards, your Hoyland and things like that. But there are
Yeah,
guys like um Casemiro, like I mentioned, Maguire, who was signed for pretty big money and obviously has shown himself as not the level of quality. Um,
yeah.
Side note, I was watching a documentary about uh, Andrew Robertson, and him and Maguire both signed for Hull City. Maguire
Mm-hmm.
went on to Leicester and then went on to Man U, big fee. Robbo was signed from Hull for a little fee, and he's consistently gotten better, whereas Maguire has peaked since his
He's
time
rich
at
hype now.
Leicester.
He's rich
So
hype.
yeah, I think again there are a lot of bad apples in the Man U orchard, but they need to give this manager the ability to one pick out those rotten apples and cast them out of the lot so
Yeah,
that you don't make them bad. Even someone like Mino this season hasn't really kicked off. A lot of injuries, a lot of start stop. That midfield, we don't know who is going to anchor it. There's a lot of confusion of that dynamism. Ugarte has definitely played well and shown himself as someone that can play in that midfield, but the balance isn't there because he gives the sweeping but doesn't give that attacking or verticality of his ball playing ability. So there's a lot to build within your squad, not just the tens, the fullbacks or the wingers,
wing
whichever way
backs.
that they want. Yeah, yeah. The reason why I'm saying fullbacks or wingers is because they play with either one or the other. Someone who is more defensive or someone who is more attacking. Can you find a middle ground? And Ashley Young from his prime time days, or yeah, or yeah, many of these guys that have the ability to both be an offensive threat and a defensive threat, being linked to guys like um the guy in Bayern, Alfonso Davis, can make sense because he has that offensive and defensive capabilities. So
Yeah.
a lot to be resolved with Manu. So more that will happen in January, in not January, in the end of the season, to be honest. But Rush needs to go.
Bruh, if they are serious, they are going to sign the wing back in January. But story for another day. As we said, we'll do that segment
Mhm.
soon.
So now you're committing to
Uh
doing the Manu one.
oh,
You heard
for
him,
sure.
guys.
We need it. We need it.
Jay doesn't like to do this. We have to
We
bet.
need
That's
it.
why I had to do it impromptu online. Like this is us planning in front of you guys. So I've committed him for your sake, guys. We'll see his
Hold
picks for
me.
Man U.
No, now come and arrest me if I don't do it. Please come and arrest me in the comments. Okay. Anyway, guys, that's all we have for you today, and yeah, final episode before the Christmas holiday, and yeah, I'd just like to wish everyone Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, right? Whatever you celebrate, wherever you are watching,
Happy Boxing
and
Day.
yeah, we'll see you next week if we don't drink too much over the holidays.
God
We'll see
willing,
you
God
guys.
willing.
Enjoy the
All right,
holidays,
thank
guys.
you.
Bye.
Bye.